Good morning, college football fans, and welcome to 3 and Out College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Saturday, December 9th, 2023, and champions are beginning to be crowned. We have ourselves an Army-Navy game that's sure to be another classic. Man, where does time go? It seriously feels like yesterday. We were sitting down, Taryn and I, getting ready to preview the Power 5 conferences, junior college, high school, all that good stuff back in August. And here we are at the very tail end now. Well, not really the tail end, because we are starting the beginning of the second season, if you will, bowl season. Champions have been crowned in the Power 5 conferences. And, well, the playoff has been picked. One team definitely got snubbed. But I'll tell you, we got a lot to get to today. High school, cannot wait to see how that Max Prep top 25 ends up. We got ourselves a junior college championship for the ages, Riverside and San Mateo, part 3. In the NJCAA, Hutchinson was upset. Oh my goodness. The NJCAA championship is going to be all kinds of fun this year. And of course, the NJCAA Division III champions need to be crowned. And plenty more. You are now tuned in live to 3 and Out College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome, college and high school football fans. Once again, y'all, it's me, your boy Larry B. Bring it to you here live on a beautiful Saturday morning. It was Saturday, December 9th, 2023, and I'll tell you, we have ourselves one awesome show. So many great things to get to today. The playoffs in the lower divisions are just awesome. I love watching these brackets. And next year, I cannot wait to see that Division I single A 12 bracket team because, man, was Florida State screwed or what? I mean, what do you do? You know, what do you do? You can't say much. You can't sit here and complain too hard because they're always going to have some kind of excuse, right? Oh, we had their star quarterback hurt. Therefore, they're not necessarily the best team that they were or the team they were to start the season. Therefore, even though they went undefeated and won their conference and everything, we're going to put Bama in instead. I'm not hating on Bama. I'm just saying that's a bunch of crap. Because Bama lost a freaking game. Regardless, okay, there's the 14 playoff, and we will get to that today. Not necessarily the happiest of that turnout, but you know what? We'll see. I seriously don't understand how that team gets leapfrogged, but we shall see how it goes. So, all right, guys. Also, on top of that, like I said, we have so much more to get to today. I am so freaking excited for all of these games. Once again, we have the 3C2A. Okay, Riverside and San Mateo getting ready to get down. We are hours away from that game at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern, which, I mean, we're counting down the hours, guys. We're now under 5 hours until kickoff. And that should be a very, very good game. So also, NAIA, man, we have reached the semifinals today of the NAIA football bracket, which is going to be awesome. Division III semifinals, we have some new teams in there. Let's see what happens, guys. We already had an upset in the NJCAA, so let's see what happens there. Of course, the NJCAA championship coming up on Wednesday. That should be a lot of fun. Division II semifinals are also here, which, I mean, this is anybody's game right now, watching Division II. I love what I saw last week when I was watching some of their live streams. Definitely enjoyable. Last night, man, we had ourselves a very good football game. Montana, and this deserves an applause, man. Montana, they've had some crap years in the last couple of years. And I'll tell you, the Grizzlies came out and did this thing, man. Furman was a team that was just so quietly good this year. They're the number 1 seed. This team had so much power behind them, and Montana would be the one to upset them in the quarterfinals and move on to the semis. Well, we're going to find out who they're going to join today. We got 3 more semifinals coming on up in the FCS. And then, of course, we have ourselves a little Army-Navy game coming up, which is going to be a lot of fun. Always an enjoyable game there. Major respect to our armed services. We just got so much to get into today. Really, we have a champion to crown from last week in Division 3 of the NJCAA. And then high school, man. Who is it going to be? Really, who is it going to be? You know, we got ourselves a very, very, very good state championship in the open division. Okay, Mater Dei and Sarah. Is it gonna happen? Taryn and I have been talking about this for weeks. Of course, unfortunately, I know I just kept on going today, but my boy Taryn, of course, he's out today. He's had to work, but it's all good. He'll be back next week. So big shout out to my boy Taryn Rodriguez, man. Big ups to him, and thank you very much for just being a part of every show. He's here every weekend, man, rain or shine. So, of course, when he does have to miss, it's pretty important. Something like work, got to make the money. So, but big ups to my boy, Taryn Rodriguez. Thanks for the love, brother. See him in the chat room there. And, I can't wait to have you back next week, man. So, but Taryn and I have been talking. Is this leapfrog thing going to happen? If Mater Dei wins, will this team be the national champion this year and leapfrog the undefeated Bishop Gorman? Last week, Taryn broke it down. Mater Dei played their if we're going to go strength of schedule, and I hate to do this to some kids, okay? These are high school kids. This is messed up. But, college kids aren't much older. So FSU was snubbed because, the quarterback was hurt and blah, 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 and all this crap. Okay? And Bama got in with a couple losses. Mater Dei, they're going to say strength of schedule because they're in the SEC. Okay. So if that's the case, then Mater Dei definitely needs to be the champion if they win if they win tonight. Okay. Because, that's just the way it is. We're talking about strength of schedule. We're talking about who cares for the wins and losses now. You know what I mean? So, I hate to say it, good old Bishop Gorman, they are one hell of a football team. But, if we're going off of that, then Mater Dei should be the champion. So, no. Is that Larry B's thoughts? No. Hey, Mater Dei lost the game. I guess they're going to tally everything up and see who did what. But when it comes down to it, guys, let's just be real, man. The undefeated team is Bishop Gorman. Now, who have they played? There's been a couple big-time schools. But once again, Mater Dei has played bigger ones. When it comes down to it, though, it's all going to come to what the committee thinks. That's why we need a national championship game. That's why. Because enough of this. Bishop Gorman, if they get leapfrogged, they're going to be appalled. Okay? And I get it. I totally understand that. Mater Dei, though, if they end up getting second in the rankings, okay, or even third, because we got to talk about Chaminade Madonna. It's going to be a very good conversation in a few moments here, guys. So my coffee just finished. I'm going to take myself a quick break. And, when we get back, we're going to start things off talking about that high school championship coming on up here, the State Open Championship in California, and a little Florida football as well. Okay, because Chaminade Madonna shouldn't be left out of this conversation. So, with that said, you are listening to 3 and Out College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. When we get back, we are jumping on into that high school football right after this.
All right. Welcome to AZ Sports Daily. I'm your host, Kiernan Daly, bringing the heat to Arizona sports. There's no discrimination here. We're going to talk about every sports team, professional and college. The show is all about you, the listener. I'm here to entertain you. Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? It's going to be fun, high energy. You may not agree with what I say. That's okay. Let me hear you. Let's talk about it. Join me every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on AZ Sports Daily. That's AZ Sports, Dailey, and at IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, sports fans? You're listening to IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm your favorite West Coast Wisconsinite, Bernie Bango, and if you're a cheesehead, come listen to my show, Big Cheese Sports, where we road trip around America's Dairyland, previewing, reviewing, predicting, debating, and digging into all that is Wisconsin sports at the college and pro levels. Join me on IE Sports Radio, Sundays at 1 p.m. Central Standard. Bernie out.
What up, Boston sports fans? This is Mikey Two Guns here, your host of Our Bleepin' City, airing every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Please join me. We'll talk everything Boston sports, all the local teams, college teams. I'm even down to talk MMA, boxing, whatever you guys want. So join me every Wednesday night, 7 to 8 p.m. Chime in with your questions on the chat, tweet the show. We'll even have call-ins. I can't wait to hear from you guys. This is going to be a lot of fun. So once again, it's Our Bleepin' City. I am your host, Mikey Two Guns, every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. See you soon, people.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And here we go, y'all. Man, I'll tell you, we have ourselves one awesome little debacle at the top of the high school football rankings. I mean, I know it's people love drama, right? And that's kind of where we are. So I told you guys we'd discuss a little bit of high school football and get this thing underway, and we are. So, okay. Taking a look here. So let's go and take a look at the top 10 really fast. St. Thomas Aquinas out of Fort Lauderdale. Okay, they have recently today, this is their game. Okay, this is the championship game. So we're talking FHSAA football. Okay, and they are in the championship game today versus Homestead. They are the number 2 ranked team, or the number 2 seeded team in that bracket. Okay. St. Joseph's Prep, we've been talking about them a lot this year. Okay, they're also playing today versus North, it looks like Allegheny, I believe, and they're playing in the PIAA football championship. And looking at this bracket as well, this is it. This is the game. Okay, so we're getting real close to the end here, guys, where this is the championship of championships, right, for everybody. Walton, making their way into the top 10 this year out of Georgia. They are also playing this year, and this is the 7A, I believe, state championship, and they'll be playing in the Mercedes-Benz Dome, which is pretty cool, home of the Atlanta Falcons. And this is also the final game, GHSA, okay? So we have here, they're going to be playing Milton today. So let's see what these guys got, and, how far they can move up the rankings with the victory, because this is the end, all right? So we have here DeSoto, number 7. Today, they will play for the UIL, Texas State Football Texas State Football Championship. A little tongue-tied there. And they are playing Southlake Carroll. This is actually the semifinal, guys, because the winner, okay, Summer Creek and Steele, that's who they will play. So DeSoto will play Summer Creek or Steele. depending on, and that'll be next weekend. Okay, but once again, some Texas football for you there. That's what I love about Texas football, man. That just goes forever. They're going to go up until almost Christmas, and that is how deep that bracket usually gets. Okay, so what's going on, Mr. Marcus Lowe's great in the chat room? Yes, right, we're getting this party started. Early salute. Yes, sir. So a little going back into that Texas football, man. North Shore, they are playing today in the UIL Texas Football Championship versus Westlake. Okay, big time school there out of Texas. This is also the semifinal. And right now, Duncanville and North Shore, okay, if we remember talking about Duncanville had a couple of, they had some bumps this year, but they're still in it. They are taking on North Crawley today. So this bracket, okay, the 6A D1 bracket, North Crawley and Duncanville taking on the winner of that today will take on the winner of North Shore, Westlake, and that's next week. Should be a battle. That's what I'm telling you, man. Texas football, these guys, they just keep playing, man. They keep on going. Certainly excited to see the outcome of that bracket. Also, St. John Bosco, we talked about last week, their season was finished when they lost back on November 24th in the CIF Southern Section Division 1 bracket. And, open bracket. And I'll tell you right now, they had a good season. We should expect to see them back next year. But, yeah, they deserve to be ranked, maybe top 5, maybe out of the top 5, depending, this year. Okay. But if anything, they should probably stay at number 5. The IMG Academy, they should probably be staying at number 10 as well. At number 4. They went 10-0 this year. No playoffs for these guys. They just kind of do their thing. And once again, the 4th-ranked team in the country, pushing out major players to lots of colleges around the country. Okay, modern day. Here we go. Today is the big one. This is it. Serra High School out of San Mateo, the home of Tom Brady. Okay. Modern Day will be taking these guys on yet again for all the marbles. The state championship, all the state championships were decided, the brackets last week, and this one didn't even have a first round. It's a first round bye, and they played the championship game. This is it. Serra, of course, Serra's a strong team. Okay, Serra's not necessarily a top 10 team, really, or a top 20 team. Okay, Serra is 12-0 this year, and they have had some notable victories. They are in the West Catholic League. They went 7-0 in that league. They would defeat a couple of notables this year, Folsom being one of the best teams in the country as well. They defeated them 21-14. At the start of the season, they would also defeat De La Salle. I think a lot of you guys know who that is. 28-0 earlier this year. Those were back-to-back games there. And there it is. So, okay, I get it. San Mateo isn't this big, giant powerhouse. Okay, they're definitely not. But, countrywide powerhouse. If we look at the national ranking, okay, we could take a look here. And I'm gonna put in some sufficient effort right here, okay, to take a look at where Serra's at. Okay, like I said, they're not a top 10 team, but Serra is currently number 19. So they're not far off. Okay, they're not a bad football team. They're number 19 in the country. Okay, and in California, well, they've got to be number 2. You know what I mean? So what we're talking about here is 2 major programs going at it for the chance for one team to be called a national championship. The other one, well, they're not going to win a national championship, but I'll tell you, they're definitely going to make their way probably into the top maybe 15 or 20. 15 or 10, depending. Okay, Serra is number 6 in the state. So it's kind of crazy to see this whole situation unfold. But yes, modern day, they are currently number 1. They are not currently number 1. Okay, if you look at the national rankings, Bishop Gorman, as I said earlier, their season already finished. They're number 1. Chaminade Madonna is number 2, and then Modern Day number 3. Modern Day was 12-0, was 12-1 this year. However, that loss this year to St. John Bosco was pretty big. St. John Bosco as we talked about last week, handed Mater Dei a pretty nasty little loss this year, 28-0, back on October 13th. Away at the home of St. John Bosco in Bellflower, California. So, at the time, St. John Bosco was like 3, I think. 2, 3, 4, one of those. And guess what? They, of course, would drop Mater Dei. However, St. John Bosco would then go on to lose to Kahuku, a team that Mater Dei destroyed just a week before that. So, Mater Dei, this big giant monster team last week, Taryn did all the math for us, and guess what? This team's not necessarily playing these crap teams. Okay, Mater Dei is playing some of the best teams in the country. Bishop Gorman, who is currently number 1, they finished out their season, okay, undefeated. They won the state championship back at Allegiant Stadium back on the 21st of November, 56-11 over Liberty, a team that they played in the regular season. Okay, their league, okay, and that's the 5A divisional. So, what do you do? You know, Bishop Gorman only played a few big, giant, notable schools. Corner Canyon, yeah, pretty good. Long Beach Poly, pretty good, right? Central, they were good last year. They fell off this year. Corona Centennial, the football factory, pretty good, you know, but there's no St. John Bosco's there. You know, there's no Chaminade Madonnas, there's no DeSoto's, there's no Duncanvilles. There's none of these big teams, the IMG Academy, the St. Francis Academy. I mean, there's none of those schools. These are just, you know, these schools. And then, of course, they get their league, which is pretty good. And then they play that, like, a lot of those teams in that league in the playoffs. So, Bishop Gorman, number 1 right now, undefeated. Okay, will they hold on to that spot? Because if Mater Dei wins this thing, there's a big chance, okay, big chance that Mater Dei could end up pulling the leapfrog thing. Chaminade Madonna right now out of Florida, okay, this team, they have just did their thing, okay, they won the state championship, the FHSAA football championship. They defeated Clearwater Catholic 56-0. Okay, and that was last night. Guys, 2 nights ago. On Thursday night. Don't know why they would have that on a Thursday night, but they did. You guys, let's just be real. Chaminade Madonna played a lot of big-time schools this year. Okay, but I'm going to show you the point I'm trying to make. They played a lot, though. St. Francis Academy, Bergen Catholic, out of New Jersey. There were some big schools, okay? But let's take a look at Mater Dei's schedule. All right? Big ups to Patty Bax up in here in our chat room. So I had to get up early for a meeting, so she's joining in to listen. Thank you very much, Patty, for joining in. And thank you once again, Mr. Marcus Lowe's Great, the host of our combat sports show here, Gloves Off. Big ups to both of you guys and Mr. Taryn Rodriguez, who'll be back next week, currently at work. So once again, we'll be back next week. So thank you guys for tuning in and showing the love. We appreciate you so very much. So just finishing up the wrap up on high school football here on the national level. So once again, guys, you take a look at Mater Dei's schedule this year and look at who they played, man. I mean, you can't slight this team. They've played some monsters, all right? I mean, of course, Corona Centennial, talked about them earlier. Creekside and Bingham, some big schools there out of Utah. And Georgia, of course, we have here a Georgia school that was the Creekside school. So, I mean, once again, man, you have some monster teams when you get into the Trinity League. You have St. John Bosco, Servite. They played Kahuku. They played St. Francis Academy. These teams are all top 100. You know, these teams are monstrous. Sierra Canyon. I mean, the Trinity League is big on its own. Those are some top 100 schools in the country anyway. So, is it fair that if tonight, Mater Dei, the currently number 3 ranked team in the country, who was 12-1, who lost earlier this year to who was the number 3 team, St. John Bosco at the time, who they would also come back and defeat in the playoffs later, just a couple, like a week or two ago, Mater Dei, okay, they played all these major schools, and today, if they beat the number 6 team in California and the number 19 team in the country, is it fair that Mater Dei leapfrogs both Chaminade Madonna, who's only played a couple of big-time schools in the country, and Bishop Gorman, who's only played a handful of very good teams this year from around the country. Mater Dei has played tons of great teams from around the country. They took one loss to the number 3 team in the nation, and here they are now taking on number 19 for the state championship. It's a one-loss record, I get it, but there's a major argument that Mater Dei will leapfrog both Chaminade Madonna and Bishop Gorman and be number 1. Once again, Taryn and I talked about this last week, and we've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks, but what do you guys think? Do you think Mater Dei should leapfrog? Because we can relate this right back to the college football playoff. Once again, I mean, did Florida State get snubbed? Did this team get snubbed? They, just because their quarterback was injured, they're not the quote-unquote same team, and Alabama somehow got in. I mean, I'm just saying, guys, this is a big thing. Now, we're not going to see this anymore, thankfully, because next year we got the 12-team playoff. But once again, this is it sucks to see this on the last time, because did Alabama truly deserve to get in? Alabama, they're a one-loss team as well. Texas, they're a one-loss team as well. And then you have Florida State, who did everything, 13-0, and they somehow didn't get in. So, once again, do you apply that to this high school national championship? Because, once again, high school, there is no high school national championship game. It's all based off of the ranking at the end. If you win your state title, cool, and then they rank you. So, with that system, once again, that's why I feel we should just play for it. Have Mater Dei take on either Bishop Gorman or Chaminade Madonna. And I know that's going to be unfair, too, because you have to pick which one that Mater Dei would face. But, some people would say, well, why is Mater Dei even in the conversation? They're number 3. It should be number 1 versus number 2, right? Bishop Gorman versus Chaminade Madonna. I mean, once again, we have so many different conversations. So, what should it be? What do you guys think? It is a great conversation to have. Who will be the high school Max Preps national championship or national champion this year? We will find out. So, all right, guys. So, real quick, speaking of San Mateo, the day has come. The day has finally arrived. Oh man, the 3C2A national championship. It's today. We are under 5 hours. San Mateo is here. They are in Southern California. And they are taking on none other than my Riverside City College Tigers. Very, very proud alum of that brotherhood of football playing for this team between 13 and 10 years ago. And it's crazy how fast time flies. But definitely, actually, my gosh, no, it's been like 13, 12 years. Oh my gosh, I'm old. Anyway, I will tell you though, very excited for this team. And this is it, guys. This is it. We are ready to rock and roll. It will be live streamed. I'm going to be so excited. Riverside TV, you guys. I'm sure Jeff Gorman and good old Pep Fernandez, they're going to be on the call. Gizal, I believe, as well. I think that's how you say his name. But I'll be posting this up on the 3 and Out College Edition page, so you guys can check it out. It's going to be a great game coming up today. 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And this is huge. So they made a little write-up here, and I want to read this. This is really cool. Courtesy of 3C, it's number 3 and 2, 3C2asports.org. So it says here, Colleges of San Mateo and Riverside City set for rematch in 3C2A football championship. Okay. Here we go. So we have here Riverside. So for the 3rd time in 4 seasons of competition, College of San Mateo and Riverside City College are meeting for the 3C2A State Football Championship. Saturday afternoon, December 9th. RCC will host, which is awesome because it's going to be in Wheelock Stadium, you guys. I'm so excited. That's where I played, man. So it's going to be at Wheelock Stadium. Okay? in Riverside, California. So stadium with it's at 105 apparently, which I thought it was at 12, but okay, whatever. So number 4 South Seed Riverside at 11-0 of the South League defeated previous unbeaten Mount SAC, of course, Mount San Antonio College, and number 3 Ventura College on the road to reach the 2023 finals. Number 1 North San Mateo, 11-0, the Bay 6 League champion, won at home against number 4 Modesto, JC, and number 2 American River College. Okay, so here's a little history, and this is really cool, guys. This is going to get really into depth here, so be ready. And just in case some of you are like, this is junior college, who cares? No. Some of these players are going to be heading on over to some of your favorite D1 football programs, all right? So you're going to want to listen up here. All right, so it says some championship history. It is a 4th straight time for Riverside in the championship game. Yes, they've gone 4 years in a row, guys. The Tigers won over San Mateo in 2019 and lost to City College of San Francisco in 2021. The 2021 season was canceled due to COVID. That's right. Well, that was the 2020 season. So San Mateo is the defending champion, having won 55-0 last year. I'm sure you guys have heard me complain about this on this show multiple times, all from last year to this year. But yes, last year, RCC would head up there and get destroyed 55-0 in the rain. It was just horrible. But I'm not blaming the rain, just saying it was a rainy day, trust me. 55-0 in the 2022 game held in San Mateo. This is the first time the championship game is being played at Riverside, which is awesome. This is CSM's, of course, San Mateo's 8th consecutive appearance in the state playoffs and 2nd straight year in the finals. San Mateo first played in and hosted the 2009 3C2A championship game at College Heights Stadium. San Antonio eked out a 7-6 victory in the rain. CSM lost on the field at Fullerton in the 2017 finale, 16-12. A game later declared no contest due to eligibility issues with the Hornets. Riverside won the 2019 championship with the Bulldogs in Sacramento, 31-14. Saturday's game will match the state's top 2 national division quarterbacks, the only players to throw more than 3,000 yards this season. Riverside's Jordan Barton, dude's a beast, okay, the South League Offensive Player of the Year, has 3,789 yards, 250 of 357, okay, which is crazy, completion. That's a 72.3% completion rate, with 35 touchdowns and a collegiate efficiency rating of 189.3. San Mateo's redshirt freshman, which is amazing there on its own, Anthony Grigsby, the Bay 6 Offensive Player of the Year, has 3,291 yards, 205 of 314, which is a 65.3% average, with 33 touchdowns and a 181.6 rating. Okay, both teams can run the ball. Tigers running back Bryce Strong, dude is a monster, averages 97.8 yards per game and has scored 15 touchdowns. He carried 24 times for 158 yards in the SoCal final versus Ventura. Well, at Ventura. RCC had a second player run for more than 100 yards against the Pirates. It looks like Ayande Boncoli, I believe, with 103 on 15 carries and 3 touchdowns. He averages 66.3 yards per game. Strong, an all-purpose star, also has 386 yards receiving and 204 on kickoff returns, okay? Averaging 146.9 all-purpose yards. Nate Sanchez leads the San Mateo rushers with a 61.2 yard average as an all-Bay 6-star. Including pass receiving and returns, he averages 93.3 yards per game. Perhaps most versatile for CSM is Anthony Freeman, with 658 yards on 39 pass receptions, more than 600 yards on returns, and a 106.5 all-purpose pace game. San Mateo's leading receiver is Jeremiah Patterson, with 52 receptions for 758 yards and 11 touchdowns. Riverside has a trio of top pass catchers: Norion Espadron and Jaquiz Modiaka. Each have 43 receptions for more than 700 yards. All-South League Jesse Campbell has 37 catches for 599 yards and 9 touchdowns. San Mateo's defense, which has limited foes to 251 yards per game, 80.8 rushing, and just 17.9 points per game, is led by Bay Defensive Player of the Year, DB Jair Smith. The Riverside defense is anchored by unanimous All-South League defensive end, and this dude is a monster, y'all, Isaiah Boger. 6'3", 225 pounds. The Tigers have allowed 314.4 yards and 800.9 points per game. Okay, this is crazy. I mean, once again, look at this national championship record, okay, in the last couple of years, since 2019, okay? 2019, at Bakersfield, Riverside won 31-14 over San Mateo. And then the next year, 2020, it was canceled. Good, COVID. 2021, at Mount Sac College, of course, Mount San Antonio College here in Southern California, City College of San Francisco would defeat RCC 22-19. Then, the very next year, where RCC would go again last year, where they would face San Mateo up north, and, well, San Mateo would destroy RCC 55-0. So, pretty cool, we get to see these teams yet again, and it's really exciting, guys. It's very exciting. I am so ready for this. I really want to be able to see a good game today, and this is going to be it, I mean, you have to give credit to these schools, right, who just continually get there, and it is such an amazing thing to see this team go 4 years in a row. That's amazing. Riverside is awesome, so I'm very happy, very proud of that. I'm looking here at the stream, and unfortunately, I don't know. I thought for sure, but last week, of course, was going to be the stream from Riverside, so looks like they are going to be charging for this, which is kind of annoying. But we shall see. I'd love to see Riverside stream this thing, but we'll see how it goes. Regardless, let's go Riverside. I'm biased, but I don't care. That's my team. I played for these guys. Let's go Tigers. I'm excited for this, so we'll see how this goes. So, other than that, guys, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we got plenty more. You're listening to 3 and Out College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio. Your direct feed for all that sports. We'll be right back after this.
Well, what is up, Carolina Nation? This is John Felipe of the Carolina Cast, of course, the podcast of, by, and for the Carolinas, right here on IE Sports, your direct feed for all that is sports. And I'm reminding you to tune in Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern for the latest in Carolina sports, whether it's the Panthers that keep on pounding, the fly natures of the Hornets, the storming Hurricanes, the battle of the Blues with Duke and UNC, the fight of the Clemson Tigers, or the amazing atmosphere of any Carolina college. I'm talking App State, I'm talking ECU. I've got you covered. Once again, tune in for the Carolina Cast with me, John Felipe, Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Oh yeah! IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Oh yeah. Get excited. Get happy, y'all. Because we're continuing on with plenty more college and high school football. Big ups, by the way, to DuPage. DuPage did it again, guys. There's only been a Division III in the NJCAA 3 years. Well, the championship, and guess what? DuPage does it again. Can we get a yeehaw? Can we get an applause? Oh, yeah. Big ups and congratulations to Chaparrals. They've done it again, you guys. They defeated Rochester 33-29 last weekend. The Chaparrals have earned now their third back-to-back-to-back championship, and guess what? Those are the only championships that have ever been played for Division III of the NJCAA, so congratulations to them. That's so cool, man. I love that, right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. This team needs to be honored more. They need to be out there more, so congratulations once again to DuPage. They played extremely well. They got themselves another title. And, yeah, just big ups to this team, man, for getting it done. They have earned themselves another title back to back to back. That's pretty awesome. All right. So, looking back at this weekend in the NJCAA, I mean, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy to think that Hutchinson would fall, but they did. East Mississippi, man, the number 4 seed will take out number 1. Hutchinson this year, look, man, last year, Hutchinson is so suspect sometimes, man. The Blue Dragons, last year, they were number 1. They got destroyed by Iowa Western, 33-0 in the national championship game. This year, they looked good. They defeated Iowa Western late in the season, in the regular season, and here they are now. They lost to the number 4 team, 27-23 last weekend. Oh. Talk about the woes, man. East Mississippi, the Lions are happy. They have moved on to the championship game, man. If you remember the original Last Chance U team, well, that's them. And this team is playing real good right now. So let's see. Let's see how this thing goes for them as they will take on Iowa Western. Man, I thought Iowa Western Kilgore was going to be a good game here. A good, strong Iowa team. A very good Texas team here. Well, didn't happen, man. Iowa Western ran all over these guys. 47-7. Goodbye, Kilgore. Hello, East Mississippi and Iowa Western. That game will be played on Wednesday night. That's going to be a fun one. That is going to be a fun one, guys. Number 4 versus number 2 at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock, Arkansas. This is the 2023 NJCAA Division I Championship, man. This is going to be a great game. 5 p.m. Pacific time. 8 p.m. Eastern. And you know what, man? As good as East Mississippi's been playing, the Reavers, man, I think they're going to go back-to-back, man. Give me Iowa Western in this game. It's going to be a fun one, man. By the way, Taryn, of course, sent me his picks last night. He says here for high school, he's going to be taking Mater Dei over San Mateo. He's going to be taking the 3C2A. He says RCC over San Mateo. RCC gets redemption from last year, and they shouldn't have to play in the rain like last year unless the weather report says so. So there you go. He also says Iowa Western over East Mississippi on Wednesday in the final. Surprised Hutchinson was upset. I don't think anyone in Capitals saw that coming. No, we didn't. All right. So anyway, so it looks like Terry and I are picking very similar right now. And, well, there you go. So we're both taking Riverside for sure. There's a little bias in there, but, but man, this is going to be fun. I'm really, really, really excited to get in to that game, coming up next week. So big ups to both those teams for making it. This is definitely going to be a fun one. Iowa Western, we've seen this team play at such a high level for so long. And East Mississippi, I mean, this is East Mississippi, man. You said the original D1, a Last Chance U, so really quick, this is a little bit of a ride up here, and I'm happy. I'm really, really happy to see these teams going at it here. So let me just go ahead and get down the page a little bit on NJCAA.com. So it says here, on Saturday, December 2nd, and Sunday, December 3rd, NJCAA held its third ever Division I football playoff semifinals, where number 1 Hutchinson hosted number 4 East Mississippi, and number 3 Kilgore traveled to face number 2 Iowa Western for a place in the championship. Number 4 East Mississippi defeated the Blue Dragons 27-23. Hutchinson took the early lead with a 39-yard field goal, but East Mississippi quickly gained traction with a touchdown and ended the first quarter with a 14-10 lead. The Blue Dragons took the lead in the third quarter when quarterback Samari Collier threw 60-yard pass to Orrin Singleton. Hutchinson held the lead until the fourth quarter when the Lions came from behind in the last minute, when wide receiver Cam Wright received an 8-yard pass from quarterback Ty Keys, which is like the leader of the country. Man, this guy is amazing. He's going to go somewhere, trust me, to lead East Mississippi to the 27-23 victory. The Blue Dragons, holding the top rank in the NJCAA Division I football poll since first week of the regular season. It's crazy, right? Received their first loss Saturday and finished the season with a 10-1 record. This year marked East Mississippi's first NJCAA D1 playoff appearance since the NJCAA went to the playoff system in 2021. East Mississippi last advanced the national title game in 2018 when the Lions claimed the championship in Pittsburgh, Kansas, by defeating Garden City out of Kansas 10-9. And then it has the other ride up here. It says, after defeating number 3 Kilgore 47-7 on the Reavers home field, second-seeded Iowa Western advances to the NJCAA Division I football championship in Little Rock for the third consecutive year. In the first quarter, the Reavers jumped out to an early 28-0 lead over Kilgore, with Jonathan Humpal, I believe, having a 95-yard run. Iowa Western held the lead the remainder of the game, only giving up one touchdown in the fourth quarter. Quarterback Hunter Watson threw for 176 yards and 3 touchdowns. One of Watson's passing TDs was a 40-yard reception to Jordan Johnson, who posted 59 yards receiving in the contest. Iowa Western improved to 11-0 on Sunday and will prepare to face East Mississippi for the first time since 2014 national title game. The program's last championship title came in 2022, of course, last year over Hutchinson. So get ready, guys. This is going to be a good one. I'm really excited for it, man. I got to take the Reavers. Like I said, I'm not going to slight the Lions. I think it's going to be a hell of a game, but I'm definitely, I just think Iowa Western has it. Let's see what they got, man. I'm hyped up, man. I love me some junior college football. Like I said, listen to those names, man. Ty Keys, Bruce Strong. I mean, listen for these guys, man. Jordan Johnson. They're going to be somewhere at D1 getting it done for one of your teams coming up, man. So be ready. I'm super excited for this. And I want to see these guys go on and ball, So that's what it's all about, and that is that. So, all right, guys. So a little bit of NAIA action for you guys today. Coming up in just over an hour, we have, of course, the semifinal of the NAIA. College of Idaho taking on Kaiser. Remember, last year, guys, good old Kaiser, man. Kaiser got all the way to the national championship where they would just get edged out by Northwestern College. And here, checking out a little bit of news from the NAIA, man. It's crazy, man. Let's take a look at last week or this week, okay? So here we go. We have number 1 Northwestern out of Iowa taking on number 4 Georgetown, Kentucky. and they're 10-1. Okay, and then number 3, Kaiser taking on number 11, College of Idaho. So let's take a look at their little write-up here, courtesy of NAIA.org. Let's get it. So, the defending national champions look to punch their ticket back to the championship game for the second time in as many seasons this weekend, as they played host to the Tigers of Georgetown, Kentucky. The Tigers are coming off of a double-digit margin win last weekend against Indiana Wesleyan, 31-21. The Red Raiders, of course out of Northwestern, are 7th nationally in touchdowns this season and 13th in points per game, 37.8 in the NAIA. Georgetown, Kentucky sits at 16th in the NAIA in touchdowns through 11 games, while they are 15th in the country in points per game at 36.8. Northwestern is averaging 248.7 passing yards per game this season, 17th best in the nation, as the Tigers are 75th in the country in passing yards per game at 159.5. Georgetown stands strong in the running game through putting up an average of 208.6 yards per game. The ground game for the Red Raiders is strong at a clip of 185 yards per contest. That's amazing. The matchup in Orange City will have the battle of 2 top 10 defenses in the country, as the Tigers are only allowing opponents to score 13.5 points per game for second best, and Red Raiders are allowing 14.8 points per game. Georgetown's defense has picked off opposing quarterbacks 20 times this season, and the Northwestern defense has grabbed 18 interceptions thus far. Northwestern's head coach, Mac McCarty, was named the AFCA NAIA Region 4 Coach of the Year earlier this week. That's amazing. So, okay, that's the first game. All right, that is Northwestern, number 1 Northwestern taking on number 1 Northwestern out of Iowa, taking on number 4 Georgetown out of Kentucky. All right, here we go. Number 3 Kaiser out of Florida, taking on number 11, which is crazy because an 11 seed got this far. That's insane, man. I love that. So, number 11 College of Idaho at 10-2. So, it says here, Kaiser is looking to return to Durham, North Carolina, for the second year in a row after a runner-up finish just a season ago. The College of Idaho looks to make the championship for the first time in program history after upsetting number 2 Grandview, which was amazing, man. Those Vikings are good. They defeated number 2 Grandview on the road last weekend, 31-17. The Kaiser Seahawks rank 5th in NAIA in points per game, 42.7, and the College of Idaho Coyotes sit 9th with 40.3 points per contest. C of I has been putting up 279 yards per game through the air this season and 173.4 rushing yards per game. The Seahawks, on the other hand, have 183.1 passing yards and 218.5 rushing yards per contest this season. College of Idaho defense, their unit is allowing opponents up to 24.1 points per contest this season, 6 more points than the Seahawks defense is allowing. Kaiser has caused havoc in the backfield for opposing quarterbacks this season, recording 38 total sacks. Head coach for the Seahawks, Doug Socha, was tabbed as the AFCA Region 1 Coach of the Year earlier this week. So there it is, you guys. Championship is coming on up, by the way. It is coming on up on I believe, Monday the 18th. Yes, that's going to be at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern. So we got some great football coming your way, man. NAIA coming strong. And, well, here we go, guys. So my picks in these ones, I hate to say that the two teams that fought like hell to get here are going to lose, but I think we're going to repeat it next year. I'm going to go Seahawks versus Red Raiders, man. Northwestern College versus Kaiser yet again. part 2, 2 years in a row. But don't be surprised, man. Georgetown out of Kentucky or College of Idaho. It'd be really cool to see one of those teams make it. So let's take a look and see. Taryn also chimed in with his picks. He says here, actually he did not. He did not give those picks, but it's okay. So I definitely think it's going to be a fun day of football in the NAIA. Once again, I'm taking those Seahawks and Red Raiders. So here we go, guys. So let's go ahead and move on now into the NCAA. And we're just going to run through these real quick because, man, Division III has been crazy fun. I mean, we get ourselves the semis today, man. And next Friday, we get the championship, the Stag Bowl, if you will. Stag Bowl 50 in the house. Going to be awesome, named after the late, great Coach Stagg. But we have here in the semifinals today, game number 1 starts in just 1 hour. Cortland out of New York. This is insane. Sunny Cortland, State University of New York, Cortland. This is insane. They are taking on Randolph-Macon. I can't believe this, guys. That's a matchup that we haven't seen, man. Rudolph-Macon, this team out of Maryland, I believe they're out of Maryland, taking on this New York team. I mean, what the crap, right? We didn't see this coming. We did not see this coming. This is great, man. I'm sorry, out of Virginia. I know it's out of the DMV somewhere, Randolph-Macon College. But you guys, this is so cool. I love this. I want more of this. We got ourselves a football game here. We have no idea what's going to happen because we've never really even seen these teams too much. I really, really enjoy this. I enjoy seeing these teams go head to head, you know, and create these insane upsets, you know. So I love it. So here we go, man. This is the end. This is what we're gonna get, and we have made it. We have and it's crazy to look at their seedings. Okay, Randolph-Macon. I mean, this team. I mean, they came in. They defeated Chris Newport. They defeated Ithaca and Johns Hopkins, and that was the major. That's a team out of Maryland, of course. That was huge. You know, this hasn't been easy. Ithaca, they ran all over, 46-0 this year. But I'll tell you, it wasn't easy for them. And then Cortland was crazy. They played Endicott, which of course is a Massachusetts team, little New York, Massachusetts rivalry there. Defeated them 23-17. The very next week, they would just edge out Grove City. 25-24, and then last weekend was an upset, man. Alma, who upset the mighty Mount Union, 24-20 just the week before, while Cortland would then upset them 58-14 pretty handedly. So this is really cool on this side, seeing Cortland and Randolph-Macon going head to head, man. I mean, one of these teams is going to go to the national championship, going to the Stag Bowl. I believe this has to be either one's first time going, which is pretty cool. Then on the other side, we have some more. Wartburg, I don't think has ever gone either, guys. Wartburg College out of Iowa, last year, they came back like 2 times. They played Mount Union. They almost beat those guys. I mean, it was awesome seeing this team play as good as they did, but they didn't make it. Now here they are. Their march has been crazy, defeating Illinois College 49-14. Then defeating Whitworth 42-20, then defeating Wisconsin Whitewater, which is insane because Whitewater, man, I thought for sure this team was going to make it, you know? And no, Wartburg, man, defeated Whitewater 31-28, eggs these guys out, and Wartburg's on their way, so the Wisconsin schools are officially out of the tournament, and now is up to North Central, the team that was there last year to keep these dominant teams reigning that have been there for a couple of years. Okay, the Wisconsins, the Mount Unions, the North Centrals, the Mary Hardin Baylors who didn't even make the tournament this year. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, but we have all that. So taking a look at good old North Central, man. I mean, they would destroy Belhaven 65-0. Then they would just obliterate Trinity 71-28, Trinity out of Texas. Then they would stick it to Wisconsin La Crosse last week. It was a good game, a better game, 55-42. But regardless, man, North Central is here. They're in the house. They're ready to roll. And that's it, man. So crazy to think. What's going on? Terrence is jumping in on his break. And there's Miss Jen B, of course, just spoke about her Mount Union Purple Raiders. I mean, it's crazy, right? It's so crazy. That's why I love these tournaments. This is why D1 needs to adopt this, you guys. Mount Union, once again, they would be upset by Alma 24-20 in the second round. We haven't seen Mount Union take that early lead from the tournament in a very long time. Cortland, once again, guys, they defeated Susquehanna 21-20, a 1-point game. Then they would defeat Grove City the very next week, 25-24, a 1-point game. So if you didn't think this team was going to come in and fight whoever they were going to play, the mighty Mount Union or the team that upset them, Alma, well, you got another thing coming, man. And Cortland went in there and did it, 58-41. They defeated Alma, which is the team that upset the mighty Mount Union just the week before. Guys, this is a tough one for me. I don't want to, it's hard. Cortland, Randolph-Macon, North Central, Wartburg, but I will tell you right now, the little team that could, Cortland, I'm going to go with this New York team to defeat Randolph-Macon. That's nothing against Randolph-Macon, but man, I really think they're going to be able to get it done. They've been fighting like hell this whole tournament. I'm going to take them to win this thing and head on over to the championship. And as much as I like Wartburg, I just, looking at what North Central has done to everybody, man, they've beat everyone down. As Taryn would say, they ran to a buzzsaw, and the buzzsaw that is North Central is just nasty. So I, without a doubt, have to say that I like Wartburg, and who knows, if they pull this upset, that'd be crazy. But I'm going to go North Central to take on Cortland. And I'll tell you right now, Cortland is going to come ready to play. If they defeat Randolph-Macon, man, Cortland is going to be that team that just doesn't quit. I mean, it's going to be a game to watch. I'm excited. But we'll see. Randolph-Macon, if they win, that'll be insane because you know dang well both these teams are this should not be a rollover national championship, man. Both these teams have fought so hard to get there, and if it is a one-sided affair, I'll be so disappointed. But we'll see. And who knows? Wartburg might just freaking look, we already had Alma knock off Mount Union, like I said. What if Wartburg knocks off North Central today? We'll see. It's crazy, right? But it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, Jen B says here, still can't believe Mount Union lost. So unlike them. Yeah, that's a kick in the pants, right? I mean, that one hurt. But you know what? Mount Union will definitely be back next year stronger and ready to roll. So there you guys go. A little bit of championship there for Division 3. We have successfully gotten through high school. The 3C2A championship coming up today. The NJCAA Division 3 champions are crowned. NJCAA championship coming up on Wednesday. Now we got to Division 3, the semis today. We just talked the NAIA semis coming up today as well. Let's get on into the semis of Division 2. As today, here we go, y'all. Harding out of Arkansas will host Lenoir-Rhyne. Some two teams that I don't think have really been here either to this stage. Pretty crazy. Harding would they would not. Yes, they would. Sorry, I'm like, where the heck are they? Harding would be the number 1 seed, and they really just played twice. That's it. They defeated Central Missouri, who gave them one heck of a fight, winning that game 35-14, and then they would defeat Grand Valley State in what was a battle, man. They defeated Grand Valley State 7-6, a defensive game to the max, and that was huge, right? So there goes Harding. Lenoir-Rhyne, man, these guys would fight like heck to get into, defeating Shepherd 63-17. Then Benedict, which is crazy, 35-25. Benedict was a number 1 seed with the first round bye, and Lenoir-Rhyne got by him. Then Lenoir-Rhyne would defeat Valdosta State 35-7, man. Taryn picked them last week. I thought for sure it was going to be Valdosta State. Wrong. And then Kutztown, of course. Kutztown will be taking on Colorado School of Mines. School of Mines, I hate to say it, to sound like, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but we kind of knew they were going to get there, right? However, Kutztown, man, these guys defeating Virginia Union 38-14, then defeating Charleston out of West Virginia 32-21, making them work. Then they would defeat Slippery Rock. Slippery Rock would actually defeat Tiffin, the number 1 overall seed in that top left bracket, 45-35, while Kutztown would knock them off last week, 28-16. So pretty crazy, right? Now we have Harding taking on Lenoir-Rhyne today. And then, of course, Colorado School of Mines taking on Kutztown. School of Mines, the number 1 overall seed, in the rankings. They got the first round bye. They defeated Augustana 56-10. Then they would defeat Central Washington 38-14. So, I don't know. Kutztown can battle, but that's kind of tough for me. I'm going to go School of Mines for sure in that one. And Harding Lenoir-Rhyne is going to be a big toss-up. This is going to be great. I'm going to go Harding in this one, but should be an amazing game there. Terrence says here in D3 he's going to be taking North Central over Wartburg and Randolph-Macon over Cortland. And in Division 2 he's taking Lenoir-Rhyne over Harding and Colorado School of Mines over Kutztown. Well, see, we have a couple disagreements there. I love it. But there you go, guys. All but almost finished. And that should be a fun D2 bracket. Of course, the national championship being played next week on Saturday, the day after the D3 championship, the Stag Bowl. So, all right, guys, we're going to take ourselves one more short break. When we get back, let's get it, man. We're going to talk about the FCS. Had an amazing game last night, man. Furman being knocked off of their pedestal. That's amazingly crazy, right? And then, of course, I've been kind of referring to it all day, all show long, but Florida State being snubbed. And hey, we got a really good Army-Navy game coming up today. You're listening to 3 and Out College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy Marcus Los Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy white tea. We are coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hockey fans, I'm Adam Kernick.
And I'm Zach Puplis.
Together, we are the newest version of Hockey Talk on IE Sports Radio, The Neutral Zone.
Zone.
We love hockey, but we also know it's not everyone's first sport. So we want to make this show as much for new fans as for the diehards.
Whether you can name all the Swedes on the 08 Red Wings Stanley Cup team, or if you can't tell if Varlamov is a goalie or the latest trendy vodka, we're here to help. With facts, figures, and outrageous fans, we bring you all the hard-hitting hockey news you can handle, while still keeping it fun and on the rails. Well, mostly.
So tune in every week as we go around the hockey world, from college to Canada, the minors and the majors, and everywhere in between.
So bring your cellies.
And your one-timers.
You wicked wristas.
And be sure to protect your 5-hole.
Catch the Neutral Zone every week on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
We promise not to pick on the Arizona Coyotes every episode.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final segment here of 3 and Out College Edition for this week. Man, it's been a fun one. So glad to have everybody here. We are just about 10 minutes away from wrapping up the show. But once again, thank you to everybody in the chat room, man. Jen B popping in, Miss Patty Bax, of course, Taryn Rodriguez on his break. Once again, he's had to work today, so he, of course, couldn't join me. Marcus Lowe's great. Thank you for everybody, man. You guys are amazing. Thank you for tuning in, jumping on in here, and listening to me yap about college and high school football, because I'm so passionate about it, right? So, thank you guys. I appreciate you all, and hey, I do my best. So, all right. So, really fast, we're just gonna make this pretty quick, because, well, the FCS in their quarterfinals last night, amazing game, man. Montana this year, they've had some moments, man. They weren't doing so well at all. They pulled themselves out of the fire. They made the tournament, and they would win 2 games and come on in and knock off an amazing, okay, I'm talking about amazing. They would have a first round bye, my apologies, but yes, they would win 2 games, and now they are into the semis as they would defeat Delaware last week, 49-19, and then last night, man, knocking off Furman. Look, Furman isn't, I mean, I get it, they're a number 7 seed, but man, Furman fought, and this is a good football team, man, a very good football team out of South Carolina. This was a close one. Montana, though, would edge out Furman 35-28 as they are the first team through to the semifinals. And next up here in the semifinals today, we have ourselves, man, a fun one. South Dakota taking on North Dakota State. South Dakota already beat North Dakota State this year. North Dakota, though, however, man, Montana State, it sucks. I feel so bad for them. Montana State, I think, was the better team watching that game. North Dakota State had every chance to win that thing. Both of them did, but Montana State had every chance to win that game. Montana State just didn't capitalize when they needed to. North Dakota State made it happen. They're still potent. They're still that tough team, even with a couple of losses this year being the worst record they've had in, my gosh, over a decade. So, North Dakota State will edge out Montana State 35-34, and today they will take on the team that defeated them this year, one of the teams that defeated them this year, including, of course, South Dakota State and North Dakota. So, North Dakota State taking on South Dakota. Winner goes to the semis, and then on the other side of the bracket, man, we have another good one. University of Albany taking on Idaho, the Vandals. And then, of course, South Dakota State taking on Villanova. Who will go where? Who will do what? We will find out. But Taryn says here, his picks. He's taking South Dakota over Villanova, Idaho over Albany, and North Dakota State over South Dakota. These are good picks. I mean, it's hard to argue. I gotta go the Jacks, man, the number 1 overall team, the defending champion, South Dakota State over Villanova. Albany and Idaho, it's tough, but I kind of want to go with Idaho, man. I want to go with the Vandals. This team has been, it sucks, man. I feel so bad for this team. You know, they were an FCS team for a while, FBS team, but the recruiting I don't think was happening, and they dropped back down to the FCS level, and you know what? They've been pretty good, you know, so good for them. They can definitely compete at that level, and they're doing it. So Idaho, I believe, will defeat Albany. Montana, like I said, they're already through. And then South Dakota, North Dakota State. This is a tough one, but give me South Dakota, man. I really do feel that South Dakota will win this thing. Terrence says here that he believes North Dakota State will win it. Hey, South Dakota did it once. I think they can do it again, man. Let's see who does what. But yeah, Jen B says Villanova killed YSU, of course. Youngstown State, a team that won the championship a couple of years ago. She says YSU was going strong and hit a brick wall at Villanova. Yeah, man, those Wildcats. Villanova is a very, very good team. People fail to realize that. I mean, they produced what? Brian Westbrook or Byron Westbrook? I think it was Brian Westbrook. You know, of course, big time running back in the early 2000s for the Eagles. So, I mean, yeah, Villanova has been a strong program, and they've done their thing. So, anyway, we'll find out who makes those semifinals coming up next week. Really excited about that. And then, of course, last but not least, guys, we're going to get on into this nonsense of the college football playoff. Look, yeah, like I said, I've been giving my opinion about this all week long, or all show long. But let's just call it what it is, okay? Michigan, they deserve it. They got in, right? They defeated all the teams they should defeat. They defeated Ohio State. They're in. Okay? They're in. They're number 1 overall. They're in. Congratulations. They made it. Washington, because the Pac-12 is a crap conference, right? In my opinion, the Big Ten is the crap conference, which needed the Pac-12 teams to come on over. Go ahead, fight me. I don't care. I mean, seriously, man. I'm very bitter about this. I'll keep on saying that the Pac-12 had amazing teams, even like Oregon State. Oregon gets all these great ranked teams this year as they continue to have. Unfortunately, that would come to a close because, well, last week's championship weekend, it sucked. I was it sucked seeing that. But in the Big Ten championship, Michigan knocked off Iowa 26-0. Once again, because the Big Ten has so much competition, right? Anyway, Michigan absolutely destroyed Iowa, and they are through as number 1. Washington in the Pac-12 championship last week defeated a very good Oregon team. Man, that was a good game. Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr. Oh, it was a good one. I think we knew he was going to win the Heisman. Regardless, this was good. Washington defeating Oregon, man, 34-31 in what I guess is the final Pac-12 championship game, which it's heartbreaking, but whatever, so they are through and they have made it to number 2. Then, of course, number 3, Texas, okay? The Texas Longhorns. They would defeat, let's see here, number 18, Oklahoma State, 49-21 in a game that was just hardly any competition whatsoever for the Longhorns. And the Big 12 championship will go to Texas in their last year in the Big 12 as they head to the SEC next year. So good for them. They have, somehow leapfrogged FSU, and they are in. And then, of course, Alabama, who, yes, did we not think they were going to defeat Georgia? I didn't. I'm just saying, I really didn't. I thought Georgia for sure was going to win this thing. Okay, I get the logic that Alabama defeated one of the best teams in the country. They took down number 1. It sucks, right? It's painful for Georgia. 27-24, though, Alabama got it done. They would get that victory, and they would earn themselves a chance at a title. But they're the number 8 team in the nation. They lost this year. They lost a game. So did, Georgia. They took an L too. But my thing is Georgia lost a game, so they're out, right? I mean, if we're talking about better teams, yes, these two faced off against each other, but why wouldn't you throw out Texas? Georgia, I think, was better than Texas this year. So why wouldn't it be Georgia in there over Texas? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand it. If you're going to throw out FSU, then why not? The two superior teams for sure here are the SEC teams, Georgia and Alabama. This is why everyone's jumping ship, right? To go to the bigger conferences. Why can't we just have a freaking cluster? Have these big conferences, which we're going towards it anyway. We see it. We see the brackets happening, the 12-team bracket, all that good stuff. But in lieu of a rant, we're not going to do that here, okay? But I will tell you, okay, the 4 teams were picked. Cool. Good riddance. Okay, we're done. We're done with the 4-team playoff. Cool. Let's see these 2 teams play each other. Rah. Cool. Whatever you want to say. Okay, and there we go. Okay, so we will have, of course, Alabama taking on Michigan and Texas taking on Washington. Let's see who wins it. Let's see who wins the championship this year. Okay, goodbye, whatever. Next year, let's see how it is in the better 12-team structure. This might be the deal ender, which is good, that it's good enough. Or we might just, push for a bigger tournament, which I don't know. I think 12 is going to be the magic number. We'll see. Anyway, so a quick recap of last week of all the bowl games, of course, for all the other teams. Yeah, absolutely. Jen B. She says FSU got shafted. They did. Because, they would win the championship. They would win the ACC championship undefeated, do everything but what? Because they lost their quarterback and they're not the same team that they were before. Are you serious? I was listening to Flemmo Rap's video this week about how, he thinks they got snubbed too, and it's messed up, man. I don't understand that. It's true. Like, because of that, we don't think that they're the same team. Really? Like, that's your logic, man? So, anyway, next up, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at these championship games. Okay, coming up on our final few minutes here of the show this week. So, Liberty over New Mexico State, 49-35. In the Conference USA Championship last Friday, and then, of course, Washington over Oregon, 34-31 in the Pac-12 Championship game. Then on to last Saturday, We had number 7 Texas over number 18 Oklahoma State, 49-21. Miami of Ohio defeating Toledo, 23-14 in the MAC championship. Nice little Ohio battle there. In the Mountain West championship, Boise State gets it done, defeating UNLV 44-20. As we talked about already in the SEC championship, number 8 Alabama defeats number 1 Georgia 27-24. SMU pulls off the nice upset over number 22 Tulane, 26-14 in the American Athletic Championship. We have in the Sun Belt Championship, big ups to Troy, man. Troy, Alabama defeating Appalachia State, 49-23. Then we talked about already in the Big Ten Championship, number 2 Michigan defeating number 16 Iowa, 26-0, and number 4 Florida State, which is no longer number 4, which is kind of annoying. Regardless, in the top 4 they should be, but whatever. Number 4 Florida State defeated number 14 Louisville 16-6, and that is that. That is the logic of the bowl teams, of the championship teams, and whatever. So that's that. FSU definitely got shafted. That was crap, and there you go. So today, we got ourselves a nice little Army-Navy game, and I love it. This is one of my favorite games of the year because I just really respect our armed services like crazy. As always, can we get a big applause for those brave women and men? Love them all. They're amazing. Thank you for what you do for our country. With that, this service game is always fun. It is a good one. They love to hate each other. It's a rivalry, and I don't care, man. You can talk about any rivalry in the country. These two go hard, man. I love it. So take a look. Of course, some wiki magic on Wikipedia. Navy leads the all-time series 62-54. So 62, 54, and 7. Army, they've gone back and forth the last couple of years. Since 2016, Army won 3 in a row in 16, 17, and 18. Navy would win in 19. In 2020, Army would win. Then we had Navy win in 2021. And then last year, Army won again. In overtime, actually, 20-17. Really good game there. So, who are we getting today? It is in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Let's see who wins this thing today. I'm really excited to see the winner. Of course, Taryn, of course, mentioned here last night, and yeah, I looked at the records right now. They're both 5-6, so the winner is going to go bowling. So Taryn says Army over Navy. I don't know. This is always a toss-up. I don't know. This is a tough one, man. Army, Navy, Navy, Army. I don't know. Give me Army too. They're favored by 3 points. Let's see if they get it done, man. So this should be a fun game. Seriously looking forward to watching it and enjoying it. And then, of course, bowl season. Bowl season was released, and we're going to start those games next week. But you know what? That is a story for another day. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, man, my boy Taryn Rodriguez will be back with me. Bowl season starts on Saturday, December 16th, so a week from today. And, well, the first game is going to lead off with Georgia Southern taking on Ohio in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. And that is, well, almost 168 hours away. That's 167 and a half hours away. A full week away. Taryn and I will be breaking down these first couple bowls, and we're going to get our picks and talk about what we think about all of them. We're going to be recapping the 3C 2A championship. Go Riverside. Hopefully they win today. I know I'm biased. I'm sorry. That's my team. I played for them. I love them. Tigers. Let's go Tigers. But hey, big up San Mateo as well. They're awesome. So we'll see. Let's see how the high school national championship ends up next week. We'll see who Max Crap ranks first. We'll see. Also, the NJCAA Championship will be concluded by next week, so once again, should be a great game. East Mississippi taking on Iowa Western. Once again, big ups and congratulations to DuPage. Division III champions of the NJCAA. So big ups to them. And just so much more, you guys. Next week, we'll know who's going where, semifinals, championship. The Stag Bowl will be completed, so, we'll talk about Division III champions and everything. We may give a special for that one before, who knows, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, that is that. As always, man, big ups for our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, nothing is possible. And, of course, without all of you guys out there, IE Sports Radio is not possible. Big ups to our sponsor, y'all, Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. nothing goes together like IE Sports Radio and Planet Jerky, and of course, sports. So check out planetjerky.net, pick up a bag, show them some love. And big ups to our chat room. Once again, Patty Bax, Jim B., Taryn Rodriguez, of course, from work, and Marcus Lowe's great. Thank you guys all very much. Give the show a follow. Updates all day long about these great games at 3 and Out CEIE. Check us out. You can follow me, your boy Larry B, at THEE_LB53, IESportsRadio.com. All the great stuff, y'all. We will see y'all next week. Until then, take care. And as always, God bless.